Well, what do we have next in the Ubuntu 18.04 lineup? This is Ubuntu Budgie. What is the advantage of going with this over Solus? Don't know, actually. Solus has really closed the gap these days. I suppose it depends on what base you like for your operating system. Now I'm going to warn you straight away that I have tweaked this system and this is not the default wallpaper. Didn't like the default wallpaper, and those that were there probably would have caused me issues on the video recording, so I'm going with this fine piece of artwork from Charlie Henson. And I've used quite a lot of his wallpapers in my videos. So in terms of memory usage at boot up, it is 760 meg of RAM. We have Linux kernel 4.15, Mesa 18.0, and the option to install the NVIDIA 390 graphics drivers. Nothing particularly much on CPU usage, with nothing open, which is pretty much what I would expect, really. So a couple of the items I've enabled, the global menu, and for some reason I had a bit of an issue with the screenshot tool when it locked up and just carried on screenshotting and kind of, well, it brought the system down to its knees almost, so I'm not sure what went wrong there. And this clock works for showing the time in different regions. It looks a nice feature, but it is a bit basic, really, because I would have expected it to be able to choose from different time zones, not that you select a specific time and then give it a custom label. Whereas +3, can't think of that one off the top of my head, but +1 hour for me is Europe. So yeah, you have to customize it yourself, and you can delete these clocks, and yeah. The options are there, it just could have done with a little bit more, in my opinion. The global menu works in both GTK and Qt applications. For example, this variety that I've opened here, so Inkscape, yep, that's fine. Kate, a Qt-based application, yep, that looks good. Firefox, what are they these days? GTK, yeah, works fine. Libreoffice, miscellaneous, yeah, that works. Let's show something in action, selecting the menu, yeah, LibreOffice version 6. Bit of an uplift if you're using the older version of Ubuntu, Ubuntu Budgie specifically. A GNOME application, and incidentally it is pronounced GNOME, I'm not referring to the garden gnome as many people try and correct me. So the version of Nautilus is held back at 3.26, but GNOME applications are at 3.28. Actually, I could have left a variety of applications open to demonstrate the next feature, so let's just reopen some things. You'll notice a full screen application hides the blank away. With a variety of applications open, I can demonstrate the window shuffle feature, so if you press the Super or Windows key and S, it brings up the selection of boxes, and we have a help guide, the window shuffler. There are some keyboard shortcuts, and the left and right arrows add columns, and the up and down add rows. So I think I've got quite a few applications open, so I'm going to choose for 9 windows and select everything to be in a grid. Actually, I didn't quite have 9, did I? What is that, 6? Look, that one hasn't obeyed me. You have disobeyed me on the font character. Actually, does that resize at all? Yes, it does. Funny, because the other applications I was testing it with did resize nicely. There, I'll add a couple more to the mix, and yeah, that demonstrates it working across that selection of applications. If you don't have enough windows there for the number of applications, then it just reduces them down. And you can change the layout even more, so if I select an application and just hold down the Shift key, so that covers multiple quadrants on the screen, or even go towards full screen if I select opposing corners or diagonal corners. You can snapshot the current layout. So yeah, I could change it now to that, and then let's say I want to go back, revert to the snapshot. Yeah, the window shuffler does look quite a nice feature, and I suppose it is very good for anyone who has been using the i3 window manager. There is support for dynamic workspaces. If you press Ctrl, Alt, and left and right, and you keep moving across to the right, then it opens up additional workspaces. If you retract back towards left, then it does close them down. You can choose to install the minimal version of Budgie during the system installer, and that strips down the choice of applications to Chromium and a few utilities. Disregard the number of applications I have installed here because I've been playing around with the system, but I can tell you some of the basics. So the pre-installed browser was Chromium. There's a partial suite of LibreOffice. GNOME MPV was the media player and Rhythmbox was the audio player. The application menu does require clicking to select different categories, although there is a searcher which is responsive enough. Over on the right hand side is the Raven menu, which doesn't have as much functionality as it used to, but you can view a couple of the applets, which is calendar and the audio output, and read any of the notifications from your system. There's also the option to shut down, lock screen and enter the settings. This is the Budgie Desktop settings, where we can see that there is a new theming now, so that is called Pacillo. And you can choose between the dark and the light version of Pacillo. There's a few different settings you can change on Budgie Desktop. On the button layout, by default is on the right hand side. There is a bit of a difference on the animations on drop-down menus and text entry boxes. Adding new applets was a little bit of a faff, and if I go across the welcome screen, I'll show you some of this because this is how I entered the option to install new applets. So it was install new software. By the way, you can install snap-based packages from here, but I'm looking at Budgie applets. So you can install them from this point, but then go across the desktop settings. They didn't appear automatically, which kind of confused me really, because I wanted to try out the global menu. I'm thinking, well, how do I do this? And had a quick look on Google and found that you actually have to log out and log back in, or simpler reboot it. Then the new applets appear. Shown it didn't show up immediately. So there are a few different applets now available in the Budgie Desktop. I suppose when we consider the likes of the Pixel Saver applet here, global menu, you could start recreating the Unity desktop. You'd have to do a bit of customizations to the plank there, but could be possible. Here might be a little challenge I'll play around with at some point. Recreate the Unity desktop in Budgie. It has been interesting seeing some of the new features in Budgie. I mean, overall it is the same basic desktop, but it does have the option of these new extras, which is something over and above that you had in the likes of Budgie 17.10, or Ubuntu Budgie 17.10 I should say. I still think the best Budgie experience is on the Solus desktop, but if you're happy with the Ubuntu base, which I have to say I am really, then yeah, Ubuntu Budgie is certainly a worthwhile operating system to try out. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you all later.